Today, we're going to be talking about who I believe is going to be the main boss in Mortal Kombat 1. And I don't believe it's Shang Tsung. Why? Well, that's what this video is all about. Before we get started, I want to let you guys know that if you guys are really excited for Mortal Kombat 1, make sure you leave a like on this video and also subscribe to the channel just so you don't miss any Mortal Kombat content from me, and your support is very much appreciated. And also, make sure to join my Discord. The link is down below. We have a nice community if you want to talk about all the things that are happening with Mortal Kombat 1, you want to share your excitement, you want to talk about some of the rumors that you've been seeing around, go ahead and join the discussion. Remember, link is down below. With that being said, let's get into the video. With every Mortal Kombat game, there comes a main boss for the heroes to fight. And with this new rebooted timeline, who is going to be that main boss? There are a lot of people who think Shang Tsung is going to be the main boss this time around because Mortal Kombat 1 presents Shang Tsung as a big villain. He's killing everybody, he's killing all the heroes, and then he eventually gets defeated by the main character. Well, this may be a possibility because of the whole theme for Mortal Kombat 1 going back to the basics, going back to the original, literally naming it Mortal Kombat 1. Shang Tsung was the main boss in the original MK1. I don't think it is out of the realm of possibility for Shang to be the main boss, if they're really going to stick with the whole going back to basics theme. But here's a few things to consider. Technically speaking, story-wise, Shang was already the main boss in the last game. Number two, I don't believe that they would just show the main boss in the initial announcement trailer for this game. I understand that Kronika was shown at the Mortal Kombat 11 announcement trailer, but that was done in a very subtle way. You didn't really know who that was in the trailer. Whereas in the MK1 announcement trailer, it is super explicit and super obvious that Shang is a big villain. I mean, in the same trailer, we have the main character beating and defeating that villain. So if he was the main boss, the announcement trailer just spoiled the ending. And like I've said in previous videos and previous streams, I believe this could be a misdirect. The trailer makes us believe that Shang is the main boss, but actually, he's working on behalf of a greater threat. One last point is that Shang Tsung is a pre-order bonus for this game, and pre-order bonuses historically for Mortal Kombat games, or NetherRealm games in general, have never been the main boss of that same game. But it is fair to mention that, yeah, he could actually be the main boss. Just putting the possibility out there. So if it's not Shang Tsung, who is it? If Shang Tsung is there working on behalf of a greater threat, who is that greater threat? Well, you have to consider this one thing. Liu Kang is the main character of this game, and he is Fire God Liu Kang from the end of MK11 Aftermath. He is a god. And although Shang Tsung is very powerful, he is not on the same level as Fire God Liu Kang, if we're being real. I mean, we obviously know that's the case just from the MK1 announcement trailer. And the only three major bosses from NetherRealm that could be on the same caliber as Fire God Liu Kang are Shinnok, Shao Kahn, and, you guessed it, Onaga. So let's talk about those three possibilities. To talk about Shinnok first, Shinnok would actually be a very nice surprise being the main boss again. I know he was the main boss in Mortal Kombat X, but it would be nice to see this time around Liu Kang beating Shinnok and not Cassie Cage, which a lot of people did not like. And plus, it would mirror an original story from the original timeline, that being Mortal Kombat 4, where Liu Kang did beat Shinnok. However, Shinnok requires a very hyper-specific story. It is a story about Earthrealm versus the Netherrealm. It's a story about hell raining down on Earth. And yes, although we don't know much about the Mortal Kombat 1 story from the announcement trailer, that doesn't look like that's the story we're going to be getting. If this was going to be a big Netherrealm versus Earthrealm story, I'm pretty sure we would have seen something like that in the announcement trailer, some sort of hint, but there isn't. So I don't believe that Shinnok is going to be the main boss, although it would be nice to see him back in the game, maybe just as a playable character, not necessarily the main boss. The second possibility I named off is Shao Kahn. Again, if we're going to be doing a back to basics, back to the roots Mortal Kombat game with MK1, Shao Kahn is pretty much the premier boss of the original games. And we haven't seen Shao Kahn be the main boss in a Mortal Kombat game since 2011 with MK9. And if Shang Tsung truly is working for a higher threat in this MK1 announcement trailer, the obvious choice, the obvious thought that you would go to is Shao Kahn. And if you look at the parts that show Katana and Mileena, it seems like this might be Edenia. And so when you see this red sun, this very red sky, maybe that could imply Shao Kahn is planning to invade the realms again in this story. But if I'm being real, I don't think Shao Kahn is going to be the main villain in this game. Although he wasn't the main boss in the last game, he did have a pretty big showing in Aftermath, and I'm pretty sure that was NetherRealm's way of trying to get Shao Kahn to have a big showing one last time before the timeline reboots. Although I will say I don't think they did a very good job at that because for obvious reasons. And plus, the general feeling that I see, the growing feeling that I see among the community is that they're not really that enthusiastic about Shao Kahn coming back. In terms of boss characters coming back in a Mortal Kombat game, the general feeling that the Mortal Kombat community has right now is that they want to see a main boss that just feels new, that feels refreshing, something that we haven't seen before, at least in a very, very long time. And who is a main boss that NetherRealm has not done yet? Who is a main boss that we haven't seen in a very long time, but people are dying to see come back? You guessed it, that is Onaga. For so many years, we've been asking for Onaga to come back, Onaga to be the main boss again. And this time, I actually think we might actually be getting him as the main boss. So, as you've known, Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath at the very end sees Fire God Liu Kang going up to train the Great Kung Lao, seemingly implying that he's trying to prevent the Great Kung Lao from ever losing against Goro. And it looks like we are continuing from that story, although we don't know if this game is going to take place entirely in the Great Kung Lao era, probably not. We're probably going to spend at least some time in that era because, well, Fire God Liu Kang has carried over from the last game. So let's just say, for the sake of the argument, in the story, the Great Kung Lao does beat Goro. Sure, that may result in Shao Kahn not posing a threat to Earthrealm, but just because that is presented doesn't mean a new boss can emerge. And remember, this is a rebooted timeline. All bets are off in terms of adaptations of the original, comparisons to the original. They can do whatever they want with this timeline. It doesn't have to follow, again, the previous two timelines. So maybe this time around, Onaga is the new threat. Now, here's a nice little thing that I don't think you guys remember. In Kung Lao's arcade ending in Mortal Kombat 11, it's essentially the same as Liu Kang's ending in Aftermath. In Kung Lao's ending, he creates a timeline where the Great Kung Lao does not lose to Goro, and as a result, it is freed from Shao Kahn's threat. But that doesn't prevent a new threat from emerging, and in that ending, that new threat is Onaga. And if you look at the ending, the sky turns red, implying Onaga's return. And look at what you see in the MK1 announcement trailer. The sky is turning red. So maybe, just maybe, this could mean that we could see the return of the Dragon King finally in this game. Remember what I said about the main boss of this game needing to be on the same level as Fire God Liu Kang? Onaga definitely fits that criteria. Onaga is a boss that a lot of people have been asking for, and he's really the only main boss that NetherRealm has not done yet. And because it's been so long since we've seen him, it's gonna feel really refreshing once he does come back, hypothetically. So yeah, I'm a little bit more confident this time around that Onaga is going to come back, but I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, I'm gonna be a little bit disappointed, but I'll always give whoever the main boss ends up being a chance because, well, if they're well written in the story, then I'm not really going to complain. But I'm very much hoping that Onaga does return because it's just his time, and I think everybody knows that by now. There we have it, guys. That is who I believe the main boss is going to be in Mortal Kombat 1. I believe it could be Onaga, although I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, what other theories you have. I'm interested in reading them, so make sure, again, you leave a comment down below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you drop a big thumbs up and subscribe for all things Mortal Kombat 1. I will see you all in the next video.